Hi everybody. Today we'll study the part of the chapter that is from control and coordination. Before I begin the subtopic, let us play one small game. And the game is that I'll show you a chart where you are supposed to say the color, okay, but not the word. You're not supposed to spell the word, but you're just supposed to say the color. For example, if this is, the word is written red, but you're supposed to say green. Okay, can we begin the test now? Great. So, I believe all of you must have a conflict with the brain, right? The left side of the brain and the right side of the brain. Sometimes you are planning to say the color or sometimes a word. Here, there is a conflict between our left side of the brain and also with the right side of our brain. So one part of our brain is focused with the color, whereas the other part of the brain is with the word. So guys, today we will study human brain. Okay, let us go in detail with human brain. So human brain, it is also known as the control and command it is also known as the control and the command system of our body, right? So I'll draw the diagram of a human brain and I'll explain one at a time. Okay, first of all, we should know how to draw a human brain also. It's very easy, which is a brain with lots of grooves around. So basically, this is a rough diagram of a human brain. Okay, so brain can be divided into various parts. Okay, that is a forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. We are studying about the nervous system. And in nervous system, we know there is a central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. So we are going to study only on the central nervous system here, and we are going to study about brain and the part of spinal cord. Okay, so let us see how does the brain that they look like. I'll just draw up. So this is the brain. Roughly it looks this format, which looks like a walnut. Walnut, right? It's kind of the dry fruits that we see, and there are lots of grooves. So the groove that comes on top, guiding, and the one that is sunken groove we call sulci or sulcus. Okay. So this entire portion we call forebrain, which is a part of cerebrum. So this is the cerebrum part of it, and here portion, it is a midbrain part of it. I'll just label it one by one. This is pons, okay, and this is medulla. This together forms a brainstem. Okay, and cerebrum, which forms a forebrain. Okay, and this portion, which is a thalamus portion, it is known as midbrain. Okay, so when you see the forebrain, there is another name of forebrain also. For forebrain, it is a cerebrum which takes the overall area of a major portion of a brain. It is cerebrum, which is a forebrain. Apart from cerebrum, there are other components of a forebrain. One is olfactory lobe. Okay. One is olfactory lobe and another is dicerebrum. So children, for brain, three parts: forebrain, Forebrain is made up of cerebrum, then we have olfactory lobe, then we have discerebrum. So cerebrum, there are another 4 lobes are here, which is also occipital lobe, parietal lobe, temporal lobe and frontal lobe. There are 4 lobes. I'll show you with the video. Okay, and olfactory lobe is meant only for the smell. And discephalon, which is a connection between the nervous system and the endocrine system. So discephalon, which is here, portion of it, which is a connection between it. Now, the other portion is a midbrain. Midbrain, which forms about thalamus, hypothalamus or epithalamus. Okay, that is also midbrain portion which is plays a very important role in the reflex action to it. And at the end we have hindbrain. Hindbrain, which is made mainly of pons and medulla, which together also forms a brainstem. So I told you again, the brain, the other scientific name is encephalon. Brain. Similarly, forebrain we call prosencephalon, midbrain we call mesencephalon, and hindbrain we call rhombencephalon. So these are the parts of the brain. Okay. Remaining part I'll teach you with the help of a PPT presentation. Do you see in the brain there are so many wrinkles around? So these are all grooves. The one that groove which bulges out we call gyrus or gyri, and one that sunkens down we call sulci. So these are this is a brain. Now we're studying in detail. Okay, so this is the diagram which is of a brain. So in a brain, when you see, I have told you this major part we call cerebral cortex, which is a cerebrum which forms a forebrain. Then we have the portion of a midbrain which comes in this particular region. This is hypothalamus, hippocampus and pituitary gland which forms here, midbrain. And we have the portion of a hindbrain which is a pons and medulla, and a part of a midbrain which forms a brainstem. So brainstem is a portion which connects, okay, the brain to the spinal cord. Okay. Now I'll tell you one more thing before. When you see the lobes of a brain, now we'll focus only on the cerebrum. Cerebrum, the forebrain part. The forebrain part is divided into 4 parts. That is frontal lobe, that is on the front of a part. Frontal lobe, which is meant for all the emotional traits, the frontal lobe. Then we have the parietal lobe. This yellow color is the parietal lobe. The main function of here is sensation, okay, and knowing right or wrong. So analytical situation happens here. Then another we have occipital lobe. This portion, the green one, it is an occipital lobe which is meant for the vision. Vision and color perception is for the occipital lobe. Then we have a temporal lobe which is meant for the memory and behavior and understanding language. So if there is any damage in this particular area of this lobe, a particular person will not be able to speak a language properly. They have a language syndrome. Okay, this we'll study. So this is the entire lobes I have told you. It is a part of a forebrain. Okay, that is a cerebrum. Apart from this, we also have a olfactory lobe which is separated from the cerebrum region, and this olfactory lobe is mainly focused on the smell sensation. Okay, so children, when you see this, the lateral superficial view of it, the brain is divided into 2 halves, right? Right hemisphere and the left hemisphere. And here there is a small, which has been a demarcation between the left and the right. So this is a coalescent form which is there in the brain. So this demarcation, it is this demarcation between left and the right brain we call corpus. Okay, this differentiates between the right and the left cerebral hemisphere. Apart from that, they have also shown the entire lobes of the brain. So this is about the forebrain. Okay. Now in the forebrain there is one more portion, that is diencephalon. Yes, the forebrain is also divided into various parts. That is olfactory lobe, which is meant for the smell sensation. Then we have the cerebrum region, which has a various lobe that we have studied: frontal lobe, occipital lobe, temporal lobe. Okay. Then these are the all parietal lobe and occipital lobe. So these are the lobes of a cerebrum. Then we also have a diencephalon. Diencephalon is also a part of a forebrain, which is a connection between a nervous system of a human with the endocrine system. Okay, so that is a part of a forebrain. After forebrain, which is forebrain is also known as prosencephalon. Then it is a midbrain we call mesencephalon. So this midbrain mesencephalon, it is basically made of thalamus, epithalamus and hypothalamus that I have shown you in the previous diagram. And beyond that we have a hindbrain, and hindbrain is basically made up of pons and medulla oblongata, which connects the brain to the spinal cord, through which all the reflex actions and the movements are made through the motor neurons. You know, the nerves that arises from the brain we call cranial nerves. We'll just go through it. It's not important for 10, but still we can go through it. The nerve that arises from the brain is known as cranial nerve, and we have 12 cranial nerves. That is olfactory, which is meant for the smell; oculomotor, which is meant for the eye muscle movement; okay, trigeminal, which is meant for the face sensation. Then also we have facial, then we for the face movement, and glossopharyngeal, which is meant for the throat and swallowing. And accessories, they are for the neck movement; optic for the vision; trochlear for the eye movement, the movement of our pupil; and abduction is for the eye movement as well; and testiculocollar is also for hearing and balance. Vagus, it is also the one of the cranial nerve which is meant for the digestion and movement in the stomach portion, abdominal, and we have hypoglossal. So this is a basic. You need not remember all the names of it, but remember that there are 12 cranial nerves, that is nerves that arises from the brain. Now let us see as you know, the nerves that can arises from the spinal cord. So nerves, we have around 31 pairs of nerves that arises from the spinal cord, and we call spinal nerves. So spinal nerves, you know, when you see this particular region here, cervical region, we have around 1 to 8 pairs. That means 8 pairs of cervical spinal nerves. Then we have a thorax region, which we have 12 pairs. Okay, here. Then after thorax region, we have a lumbar region, which is there are 5 in the lumbar region. And we have sacrum region, we have 5. And last we have 1 pair in coccygeal region. So in coccygeal region we have only 1 pair. So total when you count, there are around 31 pairs of spinal